All right, everybody, welcome back to a special edition of the Voice by Matt podcast. My name is Matt Bertho, and I'm your host, along with my co-host,
Billy Bearden. Hello.
Billy Bearden.
Hi. Nice to be here.
Hey, Billy.
Yeah.
On one of my favorite podcasts, 3 of 7 podcasts,
Yeah.
they did an interview today with this dude named Eli running for Senate in Arizona.
Oh.
He referenced C.S. Lewis today.
I enjoy C.S. Lewis.
I know you do. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, so I'm going to take these headphones off. And so today we have a question and answer podcast that Billy is going to be kind of running the show.
Here to facilitate.
And then it looks like all the students that we hoped were going to show up. We had one show up today.
Yeah.
Mark Thompson.
Oh, man.
Say hi, Mark.
What's going on, everybody?
And, of course, we have Josiah on the camera, as well as Bree running social media. So today we have a question and answer podcast based on questions that my choir family, the Winfield High School choir students, have asked me about the 29029 Everesting experience that I just got back from in Utah last Sunday. So a week ago today, I was on the plane coming home.
Yeah. Mm.
And I'll give a shout out to Billy right now for helping run the show Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Never easy.
You had some good help.
I had some great help.
Would you like to give them a shout out?
Yeah, I would like to shout out.
Go for it.
Well, Bree Seelig over here, she was great. A gal named Sydney Sisk.
Yeah.
She was great.
She's great.
And Josiah Stevenson. He was also a big help.
About Bree. Did you already say Bree?
I said Bree. Yep.
Number one.
Number one.
All right. Well, Sydney's probably going to have something to say about that.
You're both number one. You're all number one.
Can anybody be both number one?
Sure. Why not?
So 2 people can be both number one.
Yeah.
I'm going to, you know what? I haven't done this on the podcast yet. I hope that comes through on that's a monk bowl. All right. So this is going to be kind of a fun little podcast because I realized my family, my brother-in-law and my father-in-law, I'm in their fantasy football on Yahoo. And so it looks like at 3:30 we start our draft. And I'll be doing the question and answer while we do it because that's going to be fun.
That's important.
So I got 4th pick. And you know who I'm going for?
Tom Brady.
No.
Oh, yeah, he has COVID now, so.
So, yeah, hot off the press, Billy Bearden.
Yeah.
Did you check that on the Twitter?
I read it on the Facebooks.
Facebook had that?
I don't know. I saw it on CNN, I think. It was somewhere on the internet.
So Tom Brady, that's too bad. I feel so sad for that.
Okay.
That's so bad for him.
It's hard to feel bad for Tom Brady.
I will not be picking Tom Brady. At least that's not my intention. I will be looking for a guy named Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
He's decent.
He's all right. I mean, he's no Aaron Rodgers, but...
Oh, easy. I know the guy that signed Aaron Rodgers. How about that?
You do. That was the most impressive part of your trip for me. Yeah.
Andrew Brandt, stud.
Mm-hmm.
He is a stud, dude. He was warrior on that mountain with me.
I bet.
With Nathan and Barry and Greg.
Wow.
All right. So I guess, let's get this rolling. My draft isn't going to be for a little bit. So what's the first question, Billy? What you got?
Do you want to go with the list, or are there some live?
Well,
questions?
I mean, I think we'll save Mark. We'll save Mark.
Save Mark, okay. Well, the first question that I have here is from, tell me if I mispronounced this, Rhiannon.
That was perfect.
I want to say Rhiannon. I don't know why.
That's really sophisticated to say it that way.
But Rhiannon Wild asks,
Rhiannon,
what were you feeling when you crossed the finish line?
I was super pumped, but also it was kind of anticlimactic because we finished at 3:53 a.m.
And nobody was around.
Nobody was there cheering us on except for the workers
Uh-huh.
that were on the camera taking video. And then I gave my phone to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it was kind of, I mean, I knew I was going to finish.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to put the red hat on. Mark, where's that red hat? Where'd you put it?
Oh, yeah.
Right here? So you can't buy this. You can only earn it. So this red hat that I'm putting on right now, I was even told from the CEO, it's my turn to draft right now. Hold on. Oh, look at all these people. You know what? They left one guy that I'm drafting right now. Patrick Mahomes and Matt
Fools.
Bertho. Hey,
That's legit.
how about that? So that feels good. So yeah, the hat, like as much money as Patrick Mahomes makes,
He doesn't have the hat.
he can't buy the hat.
Can't get
He's got
that.
to earn it on the mountain.
Yep.
So Patrick, if you listen to this, you want this red hat, you're gonna have to
Get up
earn
the
it.
mountain
And no amount of
13
money
times.
is gonna make me get rid of this red hat.
Hmm.
That would be a challenge, dude.
Yeah.
If Patrick rolled in, he's like, Matt, would you take?
I want your hat.
I want your hat. How much would you take for your hat? That was a terrible Patrick Mahomes impression, but
It wasn't bad.
it wasn't bad. Thanks,
No.
Mark.
No,
Thanks.
I have faith.
Is that what he sounds like? Does he sound like gravel?
It kind of does.
The gravel
He
voice?
kind of sounds like Batman. No, he doesn't.
Oh, doesn't?
Batman's way more intimidating.
A lot of people equate him
Patrick
to
Mahomes
Kermit the
looks so
Frog.
nice.
Kermit the Frog. It doesn't sound like Kermit.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. People like they've made like memes and
just
stuff
jealous.
all over where it's like they think he's Kermit the Frog.
Nah, you're not Kermit.
No. I don't hear it. I
So,
don't see it.
yeah, Nathan and I, we rolled in. I ran that last part in.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. I had a blast, man. The music, they
I
were
bet you
playing.
did.
They were playing "We Are the Champions."
Did that help?
Yeah,
That made the
it's better than like "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go."
You
Like
would want some what's that guy's name? Can't think of it now. Yeah. That's a good song though. Wake me up before you go.
That's Wham. That's George Michael.
George Michael.
And the
that's
guy that nobody knows his name.
Yeah, the other guy.
The other guy. All right. So
Anyway.
who we got? What we got next?
Next question. Sage Cook asks, how much did you have to prepare your mental state for this?
So mental state, I mean, not that much. Because
Mhm.
I've been kind of on this journey the last 4 years. And, you know, Billy's known me for 18 years. He knows I don't give up.
Mhm.
He
Nope.
knows, you know, I'm not going to quit. You know,
Yeah.
we start a project, we see it through.
You said something this past week.
What'd I say?
Someone asked you if you trained for this, and you said something like, well, I've been training for the past 10 years or something like, it's like like training is like your routine.
Yeah.
That's what you do every day.
You know, I think in November when Ben Newman called me out over DMs on IG.
Mm-hmm.
So DMs, direct messages over Instagram for the people that don't know what that means. Ben Newman is the mental coach for Alabama football and K-State football, and he has this program called the Unrequired Workout, which is 10 different exercises with a 20-pound vest. Oh, it looks like somebody snagged Travis Kelce from me. That's a bunch of crap. All right, I'm going to take Mr. Barkley. Boom. So anyway, back to the story.
Charles Berkeley?
No, I can't say. Is it Saquon Barkley
Oh,
for the Giants?
I don't know.
Oh, he's legit.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Is Mark like the sidekick over here?
Yes,
Like,
he
I
is.
think so.
I
think
love
you
having
guys
Mark here.
mini me.
What? Well, Mark ran 30 miles with me.
That was legit.
That was hard.
See?
That was hard to do.
That had to have been hard, yeah. In July, right? Or June?
June 20th.
I mean, it was hot. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man, we should
Yeah.
start at 4. So anyway, what I was saying is that Ben called me out in November and said, if you really want to get in shape, have you done the unrequired workout? And I said, yeah, once. And he said, this is Coach Ben. He said, if you really want to get in shape, you've only done it one time. And I was like, oh man, this coach is calling the coach out right now. He's calling me out. He works with Alabama, man. So I was like, all right, I'll do it. Like, what do I need to do here? So I did it for a while, and then it got a little easy. About 70 days in, it got a little easy. And so I had to pivot. And what I did was I put the 20-pound vest on. And when I put the 20-pound vest on, that changed the game. And so, off and on, like I did it consecutively for like 100 and some days. And then we ran the 30-miler. I did not do it that day. And so I had to start over at 1. And so then I did it probably another 100 days or so wearing the vest. So 10 exercises. Let's see if I can rattle them off real quick. 250 air squats, 20-pound vest. So I added, Billy,
it's a lot.
6 pull-ups in between or after each exercise.
So you made the unrequired even more unrequired?
Correct.
Have you told Ben this?
I think I might have mentioned it.
Okay. Yeah.
But my hands are definitely wrecked. But they're strong now. As you can see on the YouTube video, they're kind of wrecked. But, I wear my full gear, sweatpants, not sweatpants, long underwear, sweatshirt with my headband, doing the unrequired. 250 air squats, pull-ups, 4-minute 44-second plank, front plank, pull-ups, back plank, 4-minute 44-second, pull-ups, 44 push-ups times 2 rounds. We do 2 rounds of that. Pull-ups, 6 pull-ups after that, after every round.
Okay.
I think everybody's getting the idea. The pull-ups coming out there.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
250 jumping jacks.
Okay.
Pull-ups. Then 4 sets of 4 different abs that I do. So like crunches, side to sides, through the legs, and then the leg things, you go up and then out, and up and out. So 44 of those.
Okay.
Then 6 pull-ups. Man, this draft is going fast. And then hold on everybody. Here we go. So then let's go with this guy. I don't even know who he is. Anyway. Sit-ups, pull-ups, and then I do 44-second on the Echo bike, 4 rounds of that. That sucker is tough. Rogue Echo bike, if you want to kick your booty, that's the one. My heart rate goes about to 160, and then it dies down about 140, 130. So then I do 44-second wall sits, pull-ups, 44 arm curls, pull-ups, and then 4 sets of 44 calf raises, pull-ups. So I do that in addition to my morning run of about 3 miles. And I did that for about 100 days or so before I went to Utah.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the training I did.
It's like it's a challenge just to remember everything that you were supposed to do.
Yeah, dude, it's hard. It's real hard. Like,
yeah,
it's that routine, not for the meek for sure. Like Nate Lee, he does it with me. He's going to New York Wednesday. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that. No. Yeah.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. He's an awesome dude.
He is an awesome dude. I'm proud of him, dude. He's living the dream. Oh, show. So next question. I'm ready for the next question.
Number 3. Let's see. We got Aisha Peppers.
Ooh,
asks,
Aisha.
How did you feel mentally after the experience?
Unstoppable. I felt like I could just do anything after that. When you have breakdowns in life, like I did, like on 5, I cramped up, a big old blister on the back of my foot. When you have those kinds of things happen, you know this because you've been in a lot of physical pain before too. you have a choice. You can quit, hang it up, go to the recovery room, or you can push through.
Yeah.
And, you know, listening to the talks on Thursday night, I was like, how's this really going to play out? Right? How's this? Am I going to have to go to the recovery room? I'm not planning on it. So, you know, thank God for the recovery room. Jeremiah and Nicole from Stretched, like
I'm sure.
you know, after 5, I changed my shoes out. I was wearing these ultra hiking shoes, and I changed them out for my ultra paradigms, my running shoes. And that was a big game changer. But it was hard, dude. Like, it was hard to take the time. But we took a lunch, so we took a 30-minute break at that round 5. So I ran down to my tent. It was like 0.75 away, and changed my socks out, changed my shoes out. The blister, I probably shouldn't have done this. I took off the skin of the blister, and I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Okay.
But I went up to the recovery room, and they got me all fixed up.
Good. I'm glad they were there.
So after 5, at the top of 6, I got goosebumps. I got in a flow state from like 6 to 11. And then on 12, my vision started going out. But then we got down to the base, and they put the red bib on us, and I felt like a superhero. And we finished 13 like champs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more to the story, but there's way more questions that we have to get through too.
Okay, so
what you got?
McKenna Roark asks, would you say this had made you into a better leader? If so, why?
So I knew going into this that there was definitely going to be a definite elevation in change, hopefully, for me as a person. And I think being a leader in life, it's important for students that ask these questions. For them to see their coach or their teacher or their mentor do the things that they preach. And, you know, I talk a lot. I talk a lot about mental toughness. I talk a lot about doing hard things and pushing through. And I think for them to see it actually go down, that was a giant exclamation mark on the statements that I do make in class now.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it definitely backs up the things that I say in a big way. You know, I think that working with students every day, trying to inspire them, trying to be the guy that helps them see their potential, and now hopefully is going to help them move through into their potential. You know, Billy and I are lucky to watch this happen for 4 years with students that start with us as freshmen. But as a leader, you know, it's very humbling what I went through on that mountain. The pain, even now, still the pain in my right foot with the freaking blister. It's a reminder. But I still do my workouts. I did every workout this week. I put the vest back on.
Yeah.
You know, because after a while the pain goes away, and then you get to go into some really cool stuff, the kind of the unknown. So yeah, man, it really took me to another level, I feel, of mental toughness and what's possible for me as a human to achieve now.
Yeah.
I think a big part of it as a leader and as a student doing things is staying in the game, not getting sidetracked with distractions. Because there was a lot of distractions, man. I could have went totally into the lodge and just, hung it up for the day after 8 or 9, and put my feet in the sleeves and get a massage and eat all the food. But I made a goal to finish it without sleep, to go straight through, and that's what Nathan and I did.
Yeah, you're rough.
What other questions you have?
Okay.
You know what? Let's go Mark now.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have a list.
Oh, a list.
Well, it's just 2, but I wanted to make sure I had them right.
Okay. Well, that
Counts
sounds
as a list.
2 thoughts.
So, how does Everest equate to like other physical challenges that you have like done or overcome, such as the marathon back in June?
Everesting was definitely I'm not going to say it's the hardest because I feel like because it was the first thing, the 48 hours the Goggins challenge was harder for me because it was the first crazy thing, kind of an ultra that I've ever done in my life. I think with the marathon, I mean, you were with me on that. You know how I was throughout. You know how I was at the end, which was what?
Man, like we were on fire, but like just absolute, like destroyed in every way.
So like the last 6 miles, talk to the audience about the last 6 miles of our first marathon.
Yeah, so for our marathon, we had water that we planted like every 2 or 3 miles, and through these last 6 miles, and then like the other 2, it had because we went like 26, and then we had 2 more for 28. So for like those last 6 to 8 miles, there was absolutely like 0 water. We were like starting to run low on like the beans, like we had energy beans and stuff like that, but we were starting to run low on absolutely everything.
Yeah, we did, and now that got a little scary because Mark, we're like, I don't know, 4 miles away, 3 miles away from 26. And what'd you say, Mark?
Man, I still remember
Mark
this.
started to get a little broken.
I said, Bertho, once I make it to the end, I'm passing out. And Bertho says back, no, you're not.
Nope.
And it was like I had Bertho, the angel, over here, and then
The angel. What?
Well, like the angel, and then like the devil on the other shoulder, like telling me it's okay, just pass out. Give up.
Boy, I'm glad, man. I'm glad he didn't pass out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I remember that, dude. I was coaching you up. I was like, we've made it this far, dude. And what did I tell you when we're getting close to my house?
Brought up the idea we should do another 2 miles, because by the time we would make it back to his house, it'd be 28.
What did I make appeasing to you on that? Remember? There was a something at the end,
yes,
to kind of give you some life.
So, along Bertho's route, there is a cherry tree that whenever
real cherry tree, like the good tart cherries.
Oh my goodness!
Not those crappy sweet guys that you get at the store, man. The real deal. Keep going. Were the cherries good?
Oh my gosh! Like because at that point we had done 29. Once you make it to 29, and obviously we had gotten water once we got back to Bertha's house, but like those cherries, man, like that specific time, they might have been the like best,
elixir of life in that moment.
Really were.
It was totally worth the extra 2 miles, for real.
It really was.
So anyway, back to your question. Everesting was the hardest endurance thing I've probably ever done in my life. I would say next to that, I think I think it's in the same ballpark. I'm not going to say first or second, but I think that the Goggins 48, because Mark did that also. Man. And Mark, how old are you, bro?
I'm 16.
16 years old. He already did the 48 Goggins.
Impressive.
He did the 30 miler with me, which, Mark, did I tell you that we were literally like 1 point something miles away from finishing a 50K?
Wait, what? How far is a 50K?
It's like 31 point something. Bree, look it up. Bree's on the spot over there. Yeah, dude. Like we were like so close to a 50K.
But you know what? We still hit the 30 though.
I know, but
man. Oh no.
Boy, 31 miles, Mark.
We had one more
We
mile.
had one more mile. Is that it? 31?
31.
Miles. to do the 50K. So you know what's next. I'm not supposed to talk about this. Dean told me not to talk about it. I'm not supposed to talk about what's next right now.
Okay.
I'm supposed to savor this moment.
Yep.
So, but anyway, you know what's next. 50K. Now, when that's going to happen, don't know. Not next Saturday. If Chad and Chili listen to this, I had a plan this morning. I didn't tell anybody about it. I didn't even tell my wife about it this morning. That I looked at the airlines to get me to Rome, Georgia. So to fly me to Atlanta from Wichita. I'd get in there on Saturday, check in Rome, Georgia, and run a 50K. And then come back on Sunday. And then Dean, before I brought it up to Dean today, he was like, Matt, you need to savor the moment. Don't go out and don't plan the next thing right now. And I was smiling the whole time he was saying it. I was like, man, it's like he read my mind. That's why you're my coach, bro.
Yeah.
Because if he wouldn't have said that, I would have been on a plane. I'd have made it work.
Yeah.
So that's a good question, Mark. That was a good question.
Oh man.
So
Sure.
yeah, so 22 hours is what Everesting. I'm gonna say is like 21, 40, or 50 something. We started at 6 a.m. We finished about 3:50 something. So next question.
Mark or the
Mark's
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
Yep.
So were you scared at all? Just like, leaving the choir up to Billy and the rest of the program?
No, that was your question. That was for real your question.
It's just a question.
Oh, this is you just came up with that one. No, man. My team is solid. Billy's solid.
We made it through. Yeah.
Sydney, Bree, Josiah, Mark, like all the cabinet leaders. Like we had a cabinet meeting. That's our leadership of the choir program. Well, how many people were there, Bree? Like 30. 30 on a Friday. At the end of the day, these kids are showing up because we got to play in Blue and White Starry Night outdoor concert.
They're pretty cool.
They're pretty cool?
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
They're real cool, man. They're tough.
They're tough. Yep.
They're getting tougher. So yeah, of course. We gotta pause it, Josiah. All right, and we're back. That was quick.
It was fast.
They didn't even know that we even changed anything, did they? All right, so next question, Billy.
Levi Maybrier asks, how did your mindset change during the climb?
I mean, it unlocked parts of me that I did not even know existed. Because, I'll be honest, I'm 44 years old, and you get to certain ages, and you're like, man, do I still have it in the tank?
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that Jesse Itzler said to us during our meeting on Friday morning. Empty the tank. Empty the tank on the mountain. So the fact that I could coherently talk the way that I did at the end of 12 and at the end of 13 tells me I didn't completely empty the tank, Billy. I'm hungry for more.
Would they have let you done more?
They would have.
Yeah.
They would have.
Next time.
Well, you get
do
36 hours. That thought crosses my mind, right?
Just do as many as you can.
Just do as many as you can in 36 hours. Yeah. So then would my tank be empty? All right?
Yeah, maybe.
So,
probably.
So my plan for next time is to actually, on the straightaways, run them. Just run the straightaways. Or even the slight inclines.
Try to improve your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think I could shave like 2 hours off of it.
Okay.
If I just run the straightaways.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I learned about that.
Kelsey McNutt asks, was there ever a time you wanted to give up? And if so, what did you tell yourself to keep pushing through?
I think on 5, my inside thighs started cramping. and then my whole left side of my abdomen cramped up on me on the ground, put my socks on.
That's not good.
At the base of the mountain. And there was a brief moment where I was like, oh no. But it was like that long. It was like that long. That I even thought, am I gonna be able to finish this if I cramp out right now? I mean, and I didn't have any issues. So I think, for me, the action of the steps, of taking the steps on the mountain, the action of actually doing it, you don't have an out to quit by taking the action. Forward, sideways, back, whatever you have to do. All right? Something that Chad Wright said on Thursday night at the speeches was, it's done. And so you need to believe and have faith that this thing, in your case, climbing a freaking mountain for 36 hours, is done. And so if you believe it and have faith that it's done, you're not going to quit. And I believed it. I had faith in that. And it worked. So, I there was no way I was going to stop. I mean, even if I rolled my ankle, even if I tweaked my knee, like I was going to finish that sucker. So that's how I felt. Next.
Josiah Stevenson asks, did this teach you anything about yourself that you didn't know? And if so, what was it that it taught you?
It taught me that there's way more inside of me than I thought there was. It taught me that I can push myself to a level that I didn't think was there. Yeah. Honestly.
Oh, I bet.
22 hours, bro. Yeah. And I still had more. I had more in the tank. So there's a part of me that wants to find that threshold, that wants to find that breaking point. Because I think it's important for all of us, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, to find breaking points.
Yeah.
Because you break through them.
The better.
Yeah, and then you get to the other side, which is the unknown, which is the coolest part. Yeah. Good question. I like that question.
Reese Isom asks, did you ever feel like backing out in the days, hours before you left?
No. I was so ready to go. You already know that,
His
Billy.
expression.
I was ready to go.
His expression said it all.
I was ready to go like last month.
Yeah.
You know that.
You never had a moment where you thought,
okay.
I mean, maybe I don't need to do this.
Okay, so when we're in line at 6 a.m. And Jesse Itzler's in front of us, and freaking Lose Yourself instrumental track is busting out on the speakers. Yeah. And I'm wearing this silly little light on my head that I've never worn a little light on my head.
Like a miner's light? Yeah.
And I have these trekking poles that I have never used in my entire life. They kind of, Chad showed us kind of how to use them, but I still didn't really know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So when you have that moment where you look around and it looks like in the dark, like everybody's so pro. Everybody looks so pro. Everybody looks like they've done this a million times. Yeah. And then there's me.
Right.
Looking like a fish out of water. And then I start climbing with these trekking poles. And it's awkward. Like I was like an awkward baby deer, like going up the mountain. And it wasn't until like after 5 that I started to find my groove with the trekking poles. So my tempo going up the mountain was like boom, 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 boom. Round 6 through 11, when I got the trekking poles and I was in flow state, superhero mode, it was this, doom, 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 up the mountain. And that tempo did not stop until I got broken at 12 when my vision started going out. And Nathan and I had to literally sit down at the first station and figure out what are we going to do to get back in the game.
Yeah.
That was a good question too.
Ella Cope asks, do you think the experience made you and Nathan become closer?
That's a good question. I like that. Yes, for sure.
Was,
Nathan saw.
there was some bonding.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was lots of teamwork, lots of encouragement, lots of preparation, lots of talking back and forth. Like we made it a plan at the beginning to constantly check in on each other.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning, you know, that's easy to say that, right? But as you go deep, like 9th lap, 10th lap, 11th lap,
Yeah.
I'm sure that I got on his nerves because he, you know, he's back there doing his thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to, you know, encourage everybody around me. And he's doing a good job with that too.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, there were multiple times where he was in a different complete space in pain threshold and working through it. And I was in a completely different pain and threshold place. But at that moment on 12, when we sat down, Brother Bond was on fire.
You were both in the same space.
Same
at
space.
that moment? Okay.
Oh yeah. We were broke.
Yeah.
Broken. And so we got those ramen noodles at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
We got the Advil. I rocked 180 milligrams of caffeine, and we were down the gondola.
The old ramen, coffee, Advil meal.
It was a power trip. Like it powered me through. But yeah, like Nathan and I, we're still trying to, you know, process the information. You know, he's such a stud, such a tough dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, special ops Air Force dude, and you know me, vocal music teacher of 18 years at Winfield High School.
Yeah,
yeah, we're quite the combo.
It's kind of like being in combat
at Winfield High School.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Bree Seelig asks, "How do you feel about bananas?"
Boy, I'll say this, Billy. I saw your bananas in your room today.
I kind of felt bad that I put a bunch of bananas in.
I wanted to throw them on the ground and smash them because I got so sick of bananas with honey.
Yeah.
I mean, it was essential. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. It was totally essential.
You just had to eat so many of them that
I had to eat them all the time, man. It was like, it was wild how many bananas I had to eat.
Bree didn't actually ask that. That was more of a Billy question.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear the response.
I'm done with those bananas.
Micah Greenlee has 2 questions.
Oh, of course he does.
From start to end, how did you feel about the climb? That's the first question.
Miley Cyrus' song?
Yeah. You can share your thoughts on that too.
Great song. I love that song.
Good song.
I felt like I rocked the climb. I felt like I got to a point where I knew what the corners and every rock I was going to step on. I knew the same route. I started making my route on the mountain. I started making it more efficient every time that I did it. Now the game changer is when it got dark. When it got dark.
Oh, when it got dark. Okay.
When it got dark and you just had your light to rely on, which,
that'd be tough.
Silly me, I knew there were 2 lights, but for probably 2 or 3 laps, it was 1 light. I didn't even push the 2 light
thing. Know you had them?
Well, I forgot about it.
Okay. Yeah.
So then it's like your vision starts going out and you're like, man, I got to figure this out. What's going on?
Boy.
So the climb,
scary.
you know, it's there's a reason why people climb mountains, man. It's a good metaphor for life. Like there's a reason why at the top of the mountains, Billy's going to like this reference, that loads of prophets were given amazing information at the top of mountains.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Because you know, it's a good metaphor for climbing, pushing through the pain, elevating yourself. Like there's so many.
Yeah. Mike, the second question is, what did you feel the most as you finished the last round?
I think I was kind of disbelief that it was over. I was kind of honestly a little bit sad it was over.
Yeah.
I was happy I finished, but I knew I was going to finish. So I was trying to feel all the feelings and the moments of finishing. But I think, you know, for me, the most important moments of the mountain were my breakdowns at lap 5 and lap 12. I learned more about myself in those breakdowns than I did finishing the mountain, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that, finishing the mountain, it's kind of like you finish a project. The final product never really tells the whole story and the most important parts of the story.
Yeah.
The most important parts of the story was all the trials and the suffering and the pain that we went through to get the final product.
And the journey, yeah.
The hero's journey.
The hero's journey.
Right.
Penafit Fam from Instagram.
That's
fun to say.
That's Gabriella.
Gabriella asks, what was the easiest moment for you?
That's a good question. The easiest moment was the next day going into recovery room and just taking my time in there. That was the easiest choice. Like, there was nothing hard about that. I think another easy moment, there was this 10-foot, 12-foot drop on the mountain every time.
Oh, you get to...
That was pretty easy.
Go down.
Yeah, you got to go down a little bit. 12 feet, though, bro.
Gravity on that one.
12 feet. That's
12 feet.
it.
Did you jump it?
No. Gosh. That's silly.
Final question I have here is from Jocelyn Bonnell. She asks, what are the mental and physical steps that you took to prepare for the climb?
Well, I think we've kind of answered that already, but I will say my morning routine is literally 4 or 5 hours long, and I'm not blowing that out of proportion. It is what it is. It starts with gratitude. Mm-hmm. It starts with Wim Hof breathing, doing a meditation, taking my supplements, writing my book, reading 4 different books that I'm reading right now, and then doing my morning run, and then doing my unrequired workout right after that. Mm-hmm. And that's literally every day, like every single day. And there's a cold bath in there. But that mentally and physically, I found with that current routine that I'm doing, it's making me turn into the best version of me mentally and physically. And I don't see myself dropping that for a long time. And I think with the unrequired workout, going up that mountain for me that many times was unrequired. And so, that being said, you have to let your body recover, but there's also active recovery. So the Sunday on my day that I was supposed to run, I ran in the mountains 3 miles and it felt amazing. Nobody was out there with me. Yeah. But it was beautiful, and I got some really amazing shots and video that I posted up on Instagram and Facebook. But, in high school, I didn't know any of these things about me. And so with these kids, I'm trying to get them to push the envelope of their potential and who they really are. Yeah. And hopefully we'll keep working and give these guys maybe an opportunity to climb a mountain at some point in the future.
Oh, cool. Mark will be there.
I'll take that opportunity.
I know he will.
For sure.
He'll finish 13.
Oh, yeah.
He'll finish Everest. No doubt about that. No doubt.
Would not be surprised.
Well, any other thoughts?
Any thoughts?
I think we're good. So I think we'll probably do a smaller podcast next week. And maybe do some follow-up, because I'm sure there's some more things that I'm going to be processing, and maybe some students that didn't get to ask questions, we could put their questions in that one. Okay. But it's important, like my coach said, Dean, today, to savor what I've accomplished. Yeah. Because he knows me too well and knows that I'm already looking at this 50K. Mm-hmm. But it's important to savor and process and journal and reflect on the lessons that I learned in those 22 hours on that mountain, especially, with the whole event, like community with 29029 and, Mark and Matt Burrell and Jesse and Colin and Chad and Chili, Trish, Colleen, the whole team, dude, they're A+ top-notch organization. And I know this isn't my last one, and I hope that, to work alongside them at some capacity in the future. But I know for the end of this podcast. I'm so grateful for my students, so grateful for the opportunity to be able to teach them and for them to trust me to go through this journey of kind of finding myself again, from age 40 to this point for sure. It's been,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've changed almost a 180 since I was 40 to this point.
Yeah.
As far as mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, especially my goals. My goals are way different.
Mm-hmm.
So, to end the podcast, wherever your life is right now, I know that everybody has giant mountains around them that they think that they can't climb. But like I learned on the mountain in Utah, you have to take the first step. And then you take the next step. And you can't stop stepping forward, backwards, side to side. It doesn't matter. So wherever you are in your life, don't give up when you see the mountains are so high. Take the first step. Be mindful. Be purposeful. Have discipline. And do the right thing. So I love you guys. See you next week. Peace.